One of the militia members is pointing a gun at your friends.
Ezra woke up.
He's much more stable than last night. Why did I kiss you? There was an atomic bombing in Boston. Alyssa, we have to fight back. What happened to you? The destroyers happened to me. I haven't even looked at a book in 7 years. It'd be a miracle if I even remembered how. Well, I can tell you one thing, you don't forget how to read. Hi. What are you reading? Well, I haven't had much better to do. Does your doctor know you're doing this? Because, I mean, it could be bad. You should sleep more. See, the thing is, that's the only other thing I have to do, and you'd think it wouldn't be so boring. You know, if you want to read, I could get you an actual book if you'd like, if your doctor says it's okay. Go ahead, I don't really care. Tell Mackenzie she's not funny, by the way. What? The alphabet book, did you forget how to read? It's kind of an insult. Mackenzie didn't give you that book. She just had a whole run-in with the destroyers. She just got back here last night. You did? No. I would have gotten you an actual book, and I would have asked you first. That's weird. The Mysterious Alphabet book. It's a ghost, obviously. Honestly, I don't know anything about it. So, how are you? You look a lot better. I feel a lot better, too. That's good. Good. Something's wrong with you. Ezra, I can't... I kissed Ryder. I thought you were dying, Ezra. So I kissed Ryder. It was my idea, my concept, the whole blueprint, my own. Well, you did think I was dying, which, may I add, isn't a terribly pleasant excuse, but I'm going to have to take it as it was. You're not mad? I was dying. I can tell you that from my pain levels. How could I be mad at you for being emotional or hormonal or whatever? I don't know, I guess you just sound mad. Melissa, I understand you were scared. Besides, it was just one kiss. Yeah, listen, it's okay. Okay, so Carmen knew your mom, Melissa Sanders. You were born here. Arena was basically born here. Yeah. My mom was Treasury Secretary for a while, before the bombing. Do you want to talk about it at all, or can you? You should know. Okay, you don't have to. No, Lessa, you have to know this. One day, my parents, they walked in basically saying to me and Arena that we had to pack a bag. And then these two people came in. They were destroyers. They were giants, at least to me. I was such a little nerd. I was reading one of Arena's history textbooks. I loved books. I wanted to be a historian. I applied to University of Toronto, and they let me in for whatever godforsaken reason. I was 13, I think. Okay, I wasn't one of those kid geniuses, I swear. I was going to start, but... You did go to school then? Yeah. And I left it all behind. Because we started running. Arena came with us. She was going to university, but she just left. We got all the way to Akron. The destroyers got us this hotel room, and they left us in there. And then my mom took Arena aside, and she handed her the ring. And then they left us alone. We heard the bomb. And we saw it, of course, and then we ran. Mom had given us some address of this woman named Diana, and so we ran, and we got to Columbus, I think. Columbus. My husband died for this, for my daughters. And I still can't help anyone from your little sect of the movement. My baby daughter, was taken away from me because of them. Look, I can't risk... If someone suddenly comes knocking at my door, then fine. But after that bombing in Akron, I'm not so sure.
The runner movement isn't that extreme. They're usually just kids. Scared kids, Diana. Running away. They have nothing to do with that bombing. It wasn't us or anyone up in Toronto. I can't talk this loudly, you know, I'm sorry.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Sasha. I'm gonna have to call you back. Are you friends with
Melissa Sanders? Do you know her?
I went to track school with her. We've kept in touch, I guess, but you know, she and I went through homemaking together. She became a runner because of her husband. David, is that his name? She's dead. So is he. They're the ones who blew up the Akron Mall this morning. She told us your address. And she said she could help. Who are you? My name's Irina. And this is my little bro, Ezra. We're her kids. And we need help. And what, they want us dead. I think probably because of the whole parents becoming suicide bombers thing. I just need a jump start. We just need some help, please. I promise. I swear to God, I'm not gonna blow you up. You can pat us down, I swear. Come on. Get in here, I'll give you some towels. She let us into her house and she let us use her towels. It was pouring. She gave us directions to where Sasha lived in Cincinnati. She helped us out. Gave us our start. Oh my God. What? That was my mom. Leslie, I'm just trying to protect you.
From what?
Mom? What are you talking about? I'll tell you when you're older.
You say that about everything.
Honey, you'll understand this someday. Now come on, you're gonna be late for your lesson. This is so weird. My mom, she was never supportive. She told me even before all this started, the day before it all started, before I met you, she told me that I had to stay in the line, that I couldn't test the system. She was trying to protect you. She knows what it's like for us. It's, your sister got taken away, and then she ran away, then she, you know, plus your dad died because of it. She just wanted to keep you safe. But she couldn't. Yeah, no one can. If the government thinks you're a misfit, then you're a misfit. That's awful. It's so awful. We have to change it. That's the idea. So, Sasha was first, and we were alone with her for a while, and then we rescued Rachel and Ophelia. There were a couple of others too, Millie and Audra, and some other people we just ran into sometimes. Irina did most of the rescuing. I was too young and Sasha was too old. Sasha went back and she got a job. She reintegrated once we'd figured out what we were doing. And she still would manage to send us basics like food and clothes and water. Well, we didn't need water, there was a river, but... And then it was me, Rachel, Ophelia, and Irina, and then Millie and Audra for 4 years. Something like that. We always knew about this happy movement, but we were so young and innocent. We were a band of little kids, really. Rachel was 8. She was 8 and I was 13 when we were beginning. But this was the next best thing for Irina. All I wanted to do was sit at home and read just to go home. Well, we're staying here now. You can stay here, get back to it. Not after this. You'll get better, Ezra. Then Irina was found. I was 19, I think. Rachel was 14. I No one saw it coming, but Irina somehow did, and she gave me that ring. That day was her day to keep watch, I remember. She was just sitting there, and then all of a sudden, Ophelia ran off, Millie and Audra, they were killed on the spot, and Rachel and I just hid, and then all of a sudden, Irina was gone, and they didn't notice us, and we were alone, and then Rachel ran off a year later, and I was alone. I spent a year wandering, hiding, alone. I had to make up everything I knew. Then I met Mackenzie and Ryder. They left Columbus because they'd heard of the runners. That's what we're called, the people in the wilderness. They knew they were going to be targeted because of their eyes, and Mackenzie is Latina. They told me about you. So the savior thing is real. We'd heard of you when we still lived here. Karma wouldn't shut up about you ever. She said once the savior does their job, she's allowed to die. We'd heard of the prophet too, and the eye thing's real. Anything else? Grain of salt. You didn't have to lie to me. I would have come around eventually. The only reason you ever came around was because of Ryder. Okay, look, I spent 7 years in the wild, running away, running backwards and forwards and backwards again, hunting for food. I was a Neanderthal. I learned street smarts the hard way. I lost everything I thought was right. Lying, not lying, it was all the same to me. And now I have friends, not just people I'm running with. You, I have you now, I think. Of course you do. It's probably karma. There must be something wrong. She just gave it to me, and she said that if she would only use it if there was an emergency, so something must be wrong. Take this. I have to take this. I'm sorry. I love you, and I will be back as soon as I can. I promise. I love you too. Wow, I guess I expected someone else. I don't know you. Why are you in here? You used to. Isabel Billmore. South Central Elementary, remember? Before you went and got all homeschooly and early collegey. I was runnery before it got to that. You know, my parents were blow-uppy. Yeah. You were that girl who lived in the mansion down the road. You never would come over because you thought our house was dirty. It was weird to live in someone's backyard, you said.
I guess I did.
Are you trying to be some sort of hero? You're the one who gave me this book. My mom told me about you. I feel awful. I feel like there's some way I could have helped you before all this when we were still kids. I was trapped into becoming a runner. I didn't decide to do it. Once my parents blew themselves up, Irina and I were screwed. We wanted to help you. We all did. You're 7 years too late. When we were still there, you thought I was too poor to hang out with.
No, I didn't.
You wouldn't even let me help you with your math homework. You wouldn't let me come over to your house innocently, just to study, just to be a kid, even before the time of cooties. I lived in 750 square feet with my mom and my dad and my sister, and my dad worked 3 minimum wage jobs, and we still had no money. I feel like there's some sort of relationship between those two things. You think now that I'm back here, and back for good, that I'm gonna accept your help or your pity. I'm sorry, Ezra. I didn't realize it was such a sensitive topic. Money isn't so important to most people. No, you're right. It's not. It's not sensitive to people who have it. your book. And don't think about coming back in. I'll tell my doctor not to let you. My mom's your doctor. Does it look like I care? And, by the way, Isabel, I'm engaged.
Okay, just tell me what happened.
There was a bombing in Vancouver.
Another bombing, an extremely escape artist heavy city because it's so close to the border.
There's so much we have centered there. Some extremists blew up our headquarters there with a homemade bomb. There's 50-some people dead already. Mostly escape artists, runners around your age. But we lost some adult volunteers too. The media's already trying to blame us, but nobody's believing them anymore. This happened. It happened to our people. Not even just people who believe in us, but people who work for us. It was someone who sides with the government, who doesn't want runners and escape artists alive.
Oh my god.
I know. This movement, it's getting too gory. There's too much violence. We have to do something.
The president, where is she?
Probably ordering the next attack. You'd think we'd have stopped with all the bombings with World War III, but clearly we didn't learn our lesson there.
Maybe if I talk to her, maybe we can reason something out, maybe.
Alyssa, I'm sorry, but I think it's a terrible idea.
Why?
Look, she's not with us. She's against us. She's shown it before. She showed it at Boston. Besides, she's the president of the United States. The leader of the free world. She's the hardest person to get a hold of in the universe.
Please, Karma, just
try, okay?
All right. You all are going crazy. You do understand. First you decimate Boston, and then someone gets to Vancouver. Vancouver, Canada. Canada has nothing to do with this. This is insanity. Madame President, we're doing all that we can to extinguish this rebellious flame. And that flame burns in our neighbor. It should have died out a long time ago. You know that as well as anyone. But they have a point, okay? If so many people are against it, why do we keep doing this? We've been through this. Just because the 22nd Amendment was abolished and you've been in here, what, 7 terms? 8, honey. 8. My apologies. Do you have an age today, ma'am? Those 8 terms, it doesn't mean you get a pass. Flattery is not getting you anywhere. I'm in my 8th term with an approval rating through the roof, and Congress still won't let me get rid of that silly Readiness Act. Everyone wants it gone. Most of the educated know what it actually does. It's a very poorly concealed secret if it's supposed to be a secret. Very poorly done. There are enough smart people in this country to realize that their 2 smart friends are dying. The population has been out of hand since World War III. You and I both know that's not why we do this. It's homophobic, it's racist, it's sexist, it's classist, it's ableist, it's eugenics. It's all of the ists that we said we got rid of after you know who died. Who? You know exactly which president I'm talking about.
Actually, I don't.
The guy who started World War III? Nope. The guy who came up with Rudimentary Readiness Act, the guy who managed to abolish an amendment before going through the states, who served for 2.5 years before anyone realized what he was putting us through.
Nobody's coming to mind.
God, it's like I have to be magic or something to get through to you. It's as if I have no say, and I'm the president. What the hell are we doing in Vancouver? Did you do that? She's up there somewhere. I've sent some forces up to Vancouver. You don't even know where she is. It was all over the news a couple days ago. She's in Toronto. Some guy got shot. I don't know. Look, I need a meeting with her. I don't need her head mounted above my fireplace. I'm sorry, my daughters. It's fine.
viral. It's always viral. I forget that because she's my daughter, but she's sick. She's so sick, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Monsters in your head now.